Hello, Immortal News family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 7. Sweet Beulah Land. I'm longing for you. The words still echo in churches and concerts across the country, the lyric of a song that became more than just music. It became comfort, hope, a promise. Squire Parsons, Southern Gospel's cherished voice and gifted songwriter, passed away at 77 after a period of declining health. Though his journey here has ended, the legacy he leaves behind continues to lift hearts heavenward. Born in the hills of West Virginia, Squire was shaped by family, faith, and shaped note singing. His father, a choir director and deacon, first opened the door to music that would later reach millions. While teaching high school and directing church choirs, he quietly began crafting songs that stirred souls. That voice, warm, sincere, unforgettable, found wider audiences when he joined the Kingsmen Quartet in the mid-70s. But it was Sweet Beulah Land that changed everything. That song became a standard in Southern gospel music. For many, it became a source of peace in life's hardest moments. Squire's career included countless stages, heartfelt performances, and songs that echoed long after the final note. He wasn't just admired, he was loved. His compositions, like The Master of the Sea, He Came to Me, and I Call It Home, were recorded by some of the genre's most respected voices, including the Gaither Vocal Band and the Cathedrals. A humble man with a heart deeply anchored in faith, Squire lived what he sang. In addition to his music, he was an ordained minister, touching lives in word and song. His warmth off stage was just as genuine. Whether chatting about antique firearms, his love of classic cars, or time spent with his tractor, Squire remained grounded and grateful. In later years, health challenges slowed him down, but they never silenced his spirit. Even in retirement, his songs played on, offering hope to those in need of comfort. Mark Bishop, fellow artist and friend, once said, "Squire didn't just write songs. He gave people a melody for their faith." The world of gospel music has lost one of its brightest lights, but Squire Parsons' music keeps shining, in hands raised, voices lifted, and hearts comforted. Tributes to Squire Parsons. Number 6. I saw Ringo Starr and I said I want to do that. Those words sparked a journey that would define James Baker's life and change the sound of Australian rock forever. James Baker, the heartbeat of some of Australia's most iconic punk and rock bands, passed away at age 71. He died peacefully, leaving behind a legacy carved from rhythm, rebellion, and raw passion. From humble beginnings in Perth's music scene to witnessing early punk in New York and London, Baker's devotion to his craft never wavered. He co-founded bands that shaped a generation: The Victims, The Scientists, Hoodoo Gurus, Beasts of Bourbon, and the Dubrovniks. Each group carried his unmistakable energy. He didn't just play drums. He powered songs like Television Addict, co-written with Dave Faulkner, into punk anthems that still echo today. His drumming style, tight, fearless, and full of heart, earned him the respect of peers and fans alike. In 2006, he was inducted into the West Australian Music Industry Hall of Fame. A year later, his band Hoodoo Gurus joined the ARIA Hall of Fame, honors that only hinted at his massive impact on Australia's music history. But beyond accolades, James was known for his passion, wit, and fierce loyalty to music and community. He remained grounded in Fremantle, never forgetting his roots, even after playing alongside legends and meeting punk icons like Sid Vicious, who once hopped on a London bus just to compliment his New York Dolls shirt. Musicians across the country have begun sharing memories. Longtime collaborator Dave Faulkner called him a true original, raw, smart, and full of soul. He made everything better. James wore his love for music on his sleeve. His beats were relentless, his spirit unstoppable. His life's work, decades of raw, unfiltered music, continues to inspire. He wasn't just behind the drums, he was the rhythm behind a movement. Tributes to James Baker. Number 5. He was the calm voice in the storm, both on screen and off. It's impossible to forget his presence. John Ed Thompson's warmth and steady guidance left a lasting imprint on the Gulf Coast. For more than 4 decades, he wasn't just a familiar face during hurricane season, he was family to those who tuned in, day after day. Born and raised in Mobile, he began his career with a love for storytelling and radio. That passion eventually brought him before the TV cameras, first as a country music show host, then unexpectedly, as a weather forecaster. In 1977, he joined Walla TV's weather team. What started as weekend weather quickly turned into a lifelong mission. As Fox 10's chief meteorologist, John Ed forecasted everything from sunny skies to catastrophic storms. He helped his community prepare, endure, and recover, often during their most vulnerable moments. When Hurricane Katrina destroyed his own home on Dauphin Island, he continued to support viewers through their loss. John Ed brought heart to science. He made complicated forecasts understandable and helped people feel safe. His work during severe weather events earned him deep trust and respect across Alabama's Gulf Coast. Outside the newsroom, his talents didn't stop. He was a singer-songwriter, founder of the Mobile Songwriters Association, and a regular at the Frank Brown Songwriters Festival. He even made appearances in films like Close Encounters of the Third Kind and Soul Taker. Small roles, but ones that showed his natural ease in front of a camera. What truly set John Ed apart was his kindness. Colleagues speak of him not just as a leader, but as a mentor. Fox 10 News director Randy Marrow said, "John Ed was more than a colleague, he was a mentor, a friend, and the embodiment of what it means to serve a community with dedication and heart." John Ed Thompson passed away peacefully at age 82. His legacy continues in the lives he touched, the storms he helped navigate, and the community that still looks up when the weather changes, thinking of him. He is survived by beloved grandchildren Brad, Caroline, Tanner, and Grace, along with other family members who carry his spirit forward. Tributes to John Ed Thompson. Number 4. Everything Harold Horton ever touched turned out great, just like the man himself. That simple tribute captures the essence of Harold Horton, a man whose heart, vision, and unwavering dedication shaped the lives of so many. Coach Horton passed away peacefully at the age of 85. His family shared that he was surrounded by loved ones and full of gratitude for a life filled with purpose. Born in DeWitt, Arkansas, Harold grew into a leader early, earning the title of All-State halfback in high school. At the University of Arkansas, he became team captain, playing in 3 major bowl games under the legendary Coach Frank Broyles. But his legacy didn't stop with his playing career. It was just the beginning. As head coach at the University of Central Arkansas, he built a dynasty, 74 wins, 2 national championships, 7 conference titles in a row, and a 38-game regular season winning streak that still inspires players today. His coaching wasn't just about winning, it was about believing in young men who often didn't believe in themselves. It was about character, discipline, and showing up for your team, for your family, and for your community. Later, he returned to his Razorback roots, bringing the same steady leadership to the administrative side of college athletics. As president of the Razorback Foundation, he continued lifting others, always championing the spirit of Arkansas. Honored in multiple halls of fame, including the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame, Coach Horton never sought praise. His true reward came from watching others succeed. To his family, he was a rock, a loving husband to Betty for more than 6 decades, a proud father and grandfather. The legacy he passed to his son Tim, also a respected coach, is just one example of how his influence carries on. His former players, coaches, and administrators remember him as humble, strong, and kind. He held standards high but never let anyone feel alone reaching them. Harold Horton didn't just build programs, he built people, and that will never be forgotten. Tributes to Harold Horton. Number 3. Karl Ameriks had a way of listening that made you feel like your ideas mattered, even when you were still figuring them out. That quote from a former student captures the warmth and intellect that defined Karl's life. He passed away peacefully at age 77, surrounded by care and love after a long and remarkable career in philosophy. Born in Munich and educated at Yale, Karl Ameriks devoted his life to understanding and teaching some of the most challenging ideas in philosophy. He was one of the world's leading experts on Immanuel Kant and German idealism, helping generations of students and scholars engage more deeply with these foundational thinkers. Karl joined the University of Notre Dame faculty in the early 1970s and remained there for over 4 decades. He not only taught philosophy, he helped shape the way it's understood today. His books, from Kant's theory of mind to Kantian dignity and its difficulties, reflected a mind that never stopped asking and encouraging others to ask the most important questions. He was more than a scholar. He was a mentor, a listener, and a kind presence in a world that often moves too fast for thoughtfulness. Students speak of a professor who followed up on ideas from hallway chats, who remembered names and questions years later. Recognized by the American Academy of Arts and Sciences, and elected president of the Central Division of the American Philosophical Association, Karl's leadership stretched far beyond the classroom. Yet he wore his achievements lightly, always more attentive to others' work than boasting of his own. Karl spent his final days in Mishawaka, Indiana. Though the cause was not widely disclosed, his passing was gentle, marked more by reflection than pain. A fellow professor said, "He was brilliant but never made you feel small. That's a rare kind of greatness." Karl Ameriks leaves behind a body of work that will continue to inspire, and a community shaped by his generosity, intellect, and quiet grace. Tributes to Karl Ameriks. Number 2. A hero of CCE for almost 60 years. That's how Sunney Chan was described by those who knew him best, not just for his science, but for the quiet strength he brought to every room, every lab, and every life he touched. Sunney Chan passed away at age 88, leaving behind a legacy that will ripple through generations of scientists worldwide. He died peacefully, after a remarkable life spent uncovering the mysteries of molecules and mentoring minds from all corners of the world. Born in San Francisco and raised in Hong Kong, Sunney's early life was a blend of cultures and curiosity. He later earned his PhD at UC Berkeley and launched his groundbreaking research career with a fellowship at Harvard. His journey led him to Caltech, where he became the first George Grant Hogue Professor of Biophysical Chemistry. For more than 3 decades, his work in magnetic resonance spectroscopy helped redefine how we understand cellular processes. After retiring, he continued his mission at Academia Sinica in Taiwan, serving as vice president and helping to build one of Asia's most respected scientific communities. The Sunney Chan Lecture was later established in his honor, an enduring tribute to his vision and leadership. Sunney's contributions reached far beyond laboratories. He was a Guggenheim Fellow, a Fellow of the American Physical Society and AAAS, and a member of Academia Sinica. In 2020, he was awarded Taiwan's highest scientific honor, the Presidential Science Award. But accolades only begin to describe a man known for his warmth and generosity. He was an outstanding scientist who also gave of his time for the betterment of the division and the institute, remembered Dennis Dougherty of Caltech. He has been an inspiring mentor to students across the generations. Whether teaching, researching, or guiding young scientists, Sunney never lost sight of the bigger picture: discovery, collaboration, and kindness. His mind changed the course of science. His heart changed the lives of those around him. Tributes to Sunney Chan. What's trending on the internet? The music world continues to mourn the loss of beloved singer-songwriter Jill Sabuli, who tragically died in a house fire in Woodbury, Minnesota on May 1st. She was 66 years old, the I Kissed a Girl hitmaker, whose witty 1995 single became the first openly gay-themed song to crack the Billboard Top 20, was known for her poignant lyrics and engaging performances. Sabuli's three-decade career included over a dozen albums, with hits like Supermodel from the soundtrack of the 1995 film Clueless. Beyond her musical talents, she was a pioneer in the music industry, one of the first artists to experiment with crowdfunding when she financed her 2009 album, California Years, entirely through fan donations. Born in Denver on January 16, 1959, Sabuli was more than just a musician. She was a passionate human rights advocate who tackled challenging topics through her music, from adolescent struggles to political movements, always with her signature wit and authenticity. Friends and colleagues remember her vibrant spirit. Her manager John Porter described her as a force of nature whose music is woven into our culture, while her booking agent Craig Grossman noted that, "No one made me laugh more." At the time of her passing, Sabuli was preparing for a performance in Denver. Instead, fans gathered for an informal memorial to share stories and songs. A formal celebration of her life and legacy is planned for later this summer, where her music will continue to inspire and bring joy to those who cherished her unique voice and perspective. News 2. A heartbreaking tragedy struck the Oklahoma basketball community this past Sunday when 8 people lost their lives in a devastating crash in Kansas. Among those who perished were teenage basketball players returning home from a youth tournament, including 14-year-old Donald D.J. Laster from Booker T. Washington High School in Tulsa and Kieran Schumpert from Union Public Schools. The collision occurred on U.S. Highway 169, about 3 miles northeast of Greeley in Franklin County, Kansas, when 2 cars crashed and burst into flames. Wayne Walls, a beloved coach and former Bartlesville paraprofessional, was also among those who lost their lives in this terrible accident. The young athletes were members of the Oklahoma Chaos AAU basketball team and had been participating in a NXT PRO tournament in Kansas City over the weekend. Their passion for the game had brought them together for what should have been simply another competitive experience in their young careers. In the immediate aftermath of the crash, bystanders rushed to help, desperately trying to break car windows as flames engulfed the vehicles. Despite their heroic efforts, the fire proved too intense for successful rescue. Both Tulsa Public Schools and Union Public Schools have activated crisis response teams, with counselors available to help students and staff process this immense loss. The entire community has come together in grief, with neighboring schools and basketball programs offering condolences and support. As we remember these young athletes and their dedicated coach, their legacy will live on through the memories they created on and off the court. The basketball community across Oklahoma and Kansas has already begun honoring their spirits by emphasizing the importance of cherishing every moment we have with those we care about, both in sports and in life. News 3. If you've spent any time online, you know the amazing power of social media to inspire and connect us all. Today we pause to remember two beloved influencer sisters from Brazil, aged just 15 and 20, whose vibrant online presence touched thousands. The sisters, known for their warm smiles and joyful videos, were recently involved in a tragic incident near their home. Their story has prompted an outpouring of love from fans around the globe, all honoring the positivity and happiness these young women brought into the world. Though their time was far too short, the light they shared will continue to inspire kindness and unity among their followers and community. Let's remember to celebrate the uplifting stories and cherish the connections we make every day. She had a presence that never demanded the spotlight, yet once she stepped into it, you'd never forget her. Aleftina Evdokimova lived through eras of change, but her grace, warmth, and integrity never wavered. Whether on screen or off, she moved with purpose, carried herself with quiet strength, and touched those who knew her. She passed away peacefully at the age of 85, leaving behind more than a career. She left behind a generation of artists inspired by her work and example. Trained at the prestigious VGIK Theater School in Moscow, Aleftina began her journey with a passion that would take her through more than 60 years of performing arts. She brought depth and subtlety to every role, captivating audiences with characters who felt achingly real. Among her most beloved roles was Maria Viktorovna Kuznetsova in the 1986 film Courier, a performance remembered for its compassion and complexity. She brought the same integrity to Prodlis Ocharovanie and Bereg Ego Żyzny, each role reflecting a new shade of her extraordinary versatility. She was honored with the title People's Artist of the Russian Federation, a mark of excellence earned only by the most impactful talents. Her awards also included the Order of Honor and the Medal Veteran of Labor, symbols of a life devoted to her art. Despite national recognition, Aleftina remained grounded. She valued truth in performance and the quiet dignity of hard work. Offstage, she maintained a private life, known to a close circle but adored by a broad audience. Friends and fellow performers often spoke of her calm spirit, precise craft, and unwavering professionalism. Working with Aleftina meant stepping into a world where every line mattered, recalled one longtime colleague. She acted with her whole heart, without ego, always with love. She is remembered not only for the characters she portrayed, but for the graceful way she helped shape Russian cinema and theater. Aleftina Evdokimova passed away following a short illness. Her legacy shines on through her powerful performances and the memories she gave to so many. Tributes to Aleftina Evdokimova. She was the light in our lives, and I know that from up there you'll continue to watch over us. These words from Milena Brando's mother capture the heart of a young star whose brightness touched millions.